Welcome to Homemaking with Mema. My name is Wendy, and today's project is I'm going to do a refresh in here, as it was March, I believe, when I went through this and straightened it all up. And um, I've said back then this becomes a catch-all, and it does become a catch-all for quick and easy. I'm just going to throw it here and deal with it later. Today's a later day, and I'm going to bring you along with me. So up here, I store things that I don't use that often, but I do turn to. And if you see that green thing right there, I have a couple of them. They are from Tupperware, and Tupperware, I believe, had made them for like celery and that. I don't use them for celery. I use them for when I make homemade bread. And what's nice is that the bread is lifted up, so it can have some air at the bottom, and then your loaf goes right there, and then it gets sealed really good. And it works out really great, except for in the summertime, when the humidity is up high and that, because when you have homemade bread, there's no preservatives in it. So it does go bad quickly. So I haven't made homemade bread in oh my gosh, for probably 9 months. And I'm going to get back to it because bread has really gone up. Just your regular greater value white bread used to be $1.27. I can't remember how long ago, but now it's $1.47. So that's the price hike that took. So that's what these green containers are for. And I also got a smaller one here um, for like rolls, or I don't know. I found it at the thrift store. That's where I actually got all 3 of these were at the thrift store. And like I said, keep your eye out and you can find some treasures. This one doesn't have the removable insert, but it does have ridges in it to hold things up. So yeah, that's what those green things are for. And everything else up there is kettles and big bowls and strainers, and that thing right there, that's actually to help make like a French bread. And I'll show you that sometime in the future here. And that extra white bin right there, that's from the Dollar Tree. That's for if we are gonna have company and I want to make extra ice. So that's what I use that for. And my food saver and its bags, and of course my containers. And I don't use them all the time, but I use them. Like the bigger containers that you see me tuck away in the back, those ones we've been using to put the apples in so that we can give them away to the people that use them for their animals. So, and then that over there is just a deep fryer. We don't deep fry a lot of foods, and that's why it sits way up at the top of the shelf. So I'm gonna donate these to the thrift store. They're my grandkids, the twins. They're older now, so we don't need that. And this I'd gotten for Christmas last year. This is for me to bring. As you see, it's insulated, and I got it for a Christmas gift, and I'm going to stash it up there because it's made for bringing, like a casserole, or actually you can put anything in it, but to keep things warm or to keep things cool, on a transport. So I haven't used it quite yet because we haven't really brought anything anywhere that I needed it, and I'm gonna store it up there as well, probably on top of the food saver. These are my casserole dishes that I use and put freezer meals in, or if we're having a regular meal. But I try to use glass, and I've condensed through the years and gotten rid of a lot of the 9x13s and gotten smaller ones because it is mainly just my husband and I. So that's what that pile is. Of course, you see I've got other appliances in that here, but I have these ankle weights, and I used them when I had received my new knees, and I have not gotten rid of them, out of the pure fact that might need them again someday. Headphones for the grandkids. Okay, this is all computer stuff, so that doesn't belong in here. But this is uh, a cast iron um, container, and I got that at the thrift store too. Like I said, keep your eyes out. I don't use it that often. My intent was mostly to make bread in, which I haven't gotten back into my bread making. But like I said, I seriously want to. And I purchased that just for that. And here you can see my mismatched of stuff. This is computer stuff. These are foil pans that I think I'll donate these to. This I can use. I don't have that many foil pans. I either use them when I want to donate something to somebody, as far as a meal or food, or if I'm out of my glass containers. And here is my larger crock pot. This pole I tend to turn to the most, other than these really big ones up here. So I try to keep that down a little bit more level so I don't have to go find the ladder to get it. This here is my griddle, and then another crock pot. I have a lot of crock pots. I have donated quite a few through the years. This one usually gets brought out more when it's the holiday season and we have family over, but it is nice to have. And so those get stored here too. I have an assortment of pizza pans. I recently made some homemade pizzas, so I do have some in the upright freezer. But when I was up during, the big C thing, um, everything was still $1 at the Dollar Tree. I had purchased um, pizza pans to make homemade pizza, and I reuse them, as you can see. So these three, this one hasn't even been used yet, are Dollar Tree ones. Now they wouldn't cost $1. This pizza pan, thrift store find, and these two pizza pans, thrift store find. I don't need this really big one, so I think I'm going to donate that. But it is nice to have the smaller ones in case I use up these ones here. So I'm going to keep them and donate this one. Okay, so I was going through these that I had pulled off. These, I don't know why they're in there. I'll have to check. These are Dollar Tree snack bags, and I don't like them. they're narrow. I just don't care for them. So I'm gonna donate these as well. So I have this container free, and I'm gonna go through this next. This is a rack for my Instapot, so I'm gonna stick it inside the Instapot. These here, I have purchased some, and some I have gotten at the thrift store. These are lids to go on top of canning jars instead of using, like an old metal lid, which is why I have this one and the ring. They sell these now. They have them at, this is where I got majority of them at Walmart, but I did purchase some through the thrift store because I knew what they were. People don't know what some stuff is. And I'm going to keep all of them, but I am going to go through and get rid of the used lids, and these rings I'm going to put down in the canning stuff. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to see if I can get all these to fit into here, which I don't know if I am, because I have a lot of them. I have given some away too, so like when you give out gifts of jelly and things like that. And I just told him to keep the lids. Doesn't quite fit in here. So, but I'm going to keep them in here. And at the Dollar Tree, I know they sell smaller ones like this. So I'm going to get a downsized one from this taller one here and put these in it just so I don't have the big thing sitting up on the shelf. There's no rhyme or reason. And I can use this in another idea probably downstairs. So as you can see, I've got a lot of canning lids that are used that I would reuse again. Well, I'm just going to, these I'm going to put into their proper place in the canning stuff that I store in the basement. These, they're clean. I know I'm not going to use them. So I'm going to recycle these. Get rid of them completely. That can just be thrown away. All right, so I had freed up a bin. And I dropped a bunch. Okay, so I put these back here. Like I said, I'm going to get a smaller container for those. I put my Instapot up here because I want to put, I'm going to go through all this, cookbooks and such. I want to get my cookbooks easy accessible and not just stacked on the sewing machine there. I want to get them somewhere so they're not just all clustered. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. I'm just going to use this bin for stuff that doesn't belong in here. And pretty much almost all of these cookbooks came from the thrift store. There's a few that I've purchased through the years, like this Daniel fast, the Daniel fast. My husband purchased that for me. But a majority of these I've gotten at the thrift store. Um, People, save your money. Don't buy brand new. Go to the different thrift stores and see what they have for books. It's so much more cheaper than buying it over the counter. Because like this book alone, over the counter, $29.95. I believe I paid $3.50 for it. And this book here, I believe I got for $1.50. These two books here, I think I got $1.50 for that one, and this one here was $3. Doesn't have the price on the back of it. But yeah, people, go to your thrift stores and purchase books. Don't buy over the counter. They're I don't know. It's up to you. That's my suggestion. And I do have personal books that I plan on finish reading and reading. I have some stuff here that I need to look at, see if I need to keep. And here's another book I got at the thrift store, $1.50. Doesn't have the price on what it was. So yeah. And that didn't take long. Now my KitchenAid, this here thing, I just keep right here. It doesn't bother me here. So that just sits there. So yeah, let me get this all set up and I'll bring you back and let you see how it looks. And I have these here books too. This came with our dehydrator, I believe. I think it did. Yeah. I think that came with our dehydrator that I have stored downstairs. This I got at the thrift store and this I got at the thrift store. And I just keep them on hand. And these here are just the books, manuals for those items. So I'm going to put them where I store all the manuals are up in that box. And I try to go through it at least every year to make sure that everything that's in there we still have. Because the one time I didn't go through it, must have been 5 years. There was a push lawnmower, weed eaters, yeah, snowblower. We didn't have any more, so that's where we store the manuals for pretty much anything that we do purchase. So this is where I'm going to store the cookbooks that I do have. I do have some elsewhere as well in a drawer, and I think I'm just going to keep them there. And this is the binder that I had created. I had a lot more cookbooks than this, people, and I literally went through, must have been 10 years ago, and ripped out things that I was interested in, and then I got rid of the books. I kind of regret some of that now, but that's okay. Life goes on. Okay, so I took that box down that we store all manuals and things in, and while I was doing that, I thought I would share with you this this pan. I got this at the thrift store too. Nobody knew what it was, but I did. So of course, I got it. I don't even remember what I paid for it. But when you make like a French loaf bread, or a baguette, I've tried making baguettes. I'm not very good at it. You can put it in here and get it cooked in here. So that's what that is. And so now I'm just going to get all this put back up. Okay, so this is just stuff I got to go through, see if I still need it or not. I might figure out what this looks like. Makeup. I don't know if I put it in there or if someone else put it in there. Anyway, these will go to the canning downstairs. This here is garbage. This is the only thing that I have for the thrift store, which is pretty good, I think. And then this I got to go through, decide what I need to keep and what I don't. It's some computer stuff. So that's it. Now I know you see that closet. That's another whole project. Yeah. See, nobody's perfect. But as you can see, I store my canner in there. That canner is so heavy, I can't lift it up and down the stairs. So that's why that is its home. Anyway, we'll move on from that nightmare. This looks so much better. It's just wiped down with a Swiffer. Things are straightened up. I pulled just a few things off to go to the thrift store. I organized some of my cookbooks in that. I want to see if I can find bookends, which nobody ever uses anymore. I don't even think if you can even find them at thrift stores if you're lucky. But that way then I don't have to have my binder there. And so yeah, that's it. A really quick refresh and I feel a lot better. I want to thank you folks for joining me today. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I want you folks to make it a really great day.